On the back of your handout, there is a sheet of paper that says Healthy Sleep Habits. And what I want to do is just engage you in a little bit of discussion here, and you now have enough foundation to talk about why, scientifically, we want to do these things. So why do we want to go to bed at the same time?
To keep our circadian rhythms in.
Right, the circadian clock. You want to set the circadian clock, yeah. And why do you want to get up from bed at the same time every day?
Make sure we get sleepy at the same time every day.
Exactly. So again, you're setting that circadian clock and you're keeping your sleep opportunity about the same. Why would we want to get regular exercise?
So we don't have to, so we can have better quality of sleep. So you're not resting during the day, and then you lose that quality of sleep.
And exercise also decreases that arousal level, which is what we're going to talk about more today, right? And bright light, we talked about. Temperature is pretty clearly, temperature is a part of that circadian clock, but if it's too warm at night, you don't sleep well. If it's too cold at night, you don't sleep well. Bedroom dark, why?
The melatonin, isn't that affects the light that comes in?
Right, light sets your circadian clock. Right.
Because I don't, now, when I used to wake up and use the restroom, I used to turn the light on. Don't do that anymore.
Right,
Keep
exactly.
it off, and then it just keeps me in that.
Right, so you're not sending this as a warning signal to your brain. Good, okay. And why do we want sleep and sex only in bed? What's the rationale for that?
You don't want to associate your bed with other things like work that you need to do.
Exactly. Which might be arousing. Take medications as directed, use a relaxation exercise, and that's, again, we're going to be working on that. So why would you not want to exercise just before going to bed?
I think your body would be all revved up, so it'd be another.
Exactly. Again, another kind of arousal. Good. Engage in a stimulating activity. Basically the same thing. Have caffeine. Same kind of issue. Read or watch TV in bed, and you nailed that exactly with that kind of, wanting to just limit that, not build those associations. We talked some about alcohol. Going to bed too hungry or too full, both of those factors can disrupt sleep as well. So you can see that you're starting to get a good, solid foundation in kind of the science of sleep and how to come up with behaviors that will improve your sleep or behaviors that disrupt your sleep. Okay, any questions?
I guess the only thing I can really think of is just because I work at night, it's hard. I'm just going to have arousal by the time I go to bed. I don't have that. And actually, you guys, you have a child also, so I think like having that arousal, right? Putting your children down to sleep or whatever. It's hard to cut the arousal right before you go to bed if you're working at night or those things that kind of create that quiet space. All those.
Well, certainly if you're getting home at 11, you may not want to go right to bed. I mean, for most of us who work 8 to 5, we have the whole evening before we to wind down and get ready for bed. So you'll have to experiment a little bit with what your time is to calm down from getting off work at 11, driving, getting home, getting there, So I would encourage you to experiment a little bit with how long it takes you to calm down and when it's easiest to find that sleep zone. Remember, your circadian clock is going to be building up to a certain point and then dropping off real fast. A lot of people with infants find that their baby goes to bed pretty early, but then there's a middle of the night awakening. But oftentimes that's a fairly brief awakening. Even getting up, getting into the rocking chair and feeding, you fall asleep there as well. So it does affect your circadian rhythms a little bit, but not a lot. So, other questions? You really have a good grasp on those kind of principles, and that's what I want. I want you to leave with some ability to fix things when they get awry, because they will. Things will mess up. You'll have bad nights of sleep. It's just inevitable.